Hello everybody, my name is Ed. Welcome to the Early Access Throne of Eldraine event, Early Access event. This is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast, so I wanted to thank them for giving me a special account to be able to play some of the Thrones of Eldraine sealed events on Magic Arena a little bit early, so hopefully, folks in the chat say that they can hear me, which is awesome because the last two times I tried this, it started off very poorly, because the microphone was not set up properly. So it seems to have been fixed now. So what I'm going to do is get right into a sealed event here. And we're going to see what we get with the pool. I have not... I did a trial one earlier today when I had a little bit of time. I wasn't able to do a full one. So I barely played around with this in sealed. I did a bit of Brawl before, which was a lot of fun. So I've got high hopes for this particular set. So we'll see what we get with the sealed cards here. So open them up, and what our rare card's gonna be. Okay, so we have Outlaw's Merriment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose one at random. Create a red-white creature token with those characteristics. So it's either a 3/1 human warrior with trample and haste, 2/1 human cleric with lifelink and haste, a 1/2 human rogue with haste, and when this creature enters the battlefield, deal 1 damage to any target. Interesting. Murderous Rider for 1 and 2 black. Okay, so it's one of the adventure cards. So it's a 2/3 with lifelink, and when it dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library, or I can also use it for the adventure to destroy target creature or planeswalker. You lose 2 life. What do we have here? Sundering Stroke for 6 and a red. Wow, it's costly. It deals 7 damage divided as you choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. If at least 7 red mana was spent to cast this spell, instead, it deals 7 damage to each of those permanents and or players. That sounds really nice. Oh, we got... I didn't even notice here. We got the new Planeswalker. One of the new Planeswalkers. Is it pronounced Oko? Like Yoko Ono? Like Oko? Is that sort of how it's pronounced? Oko, Thief of Crowns. For 1, a green and a blue. For loyalty Planeswalker. +2 is create a food token. +1 is target artifact or creature loses all abilities and becomes a green elk creature with base power, toughness 3/3. -5, exchange control a target artifact or creature you control, and target creature an opponent controls with power 3 or less. I mean, it's always nice to open a Planeswalker. I'm not sure exactly if this is worth going into green-blue because of this, but we'll see. Anyways, we also have Oathsworn Knight for... It's another 3-drop, so 1 and 2 black. Enters the battlefield with 4 counters on it. Whenever it attacks, each combat if able, and if damage will be dealt to Oathsworn Knight while it has a +1/+1 counter on it, prevent that damage and remove a +1/+1 counter from it. So, not the worst. And then we have Fabro Elder, another 3-drop, 1 green-white. Vigilance, it gets +1/+1 counters on it for each color among permanents I control. Tap it for each color among permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on this, but we'll go to the other cards as well too. Maybe that'll sort of solidify what we should do here. The deck I was briefly able to build before was a really nice Orzhov deck, and it did, for the few games I was able to play with it before I had to sort of cancel that one to start the stream, it was doing quite well. So white-black seems to be good. We got Beloved Princess, Deafening Silence. Each player can't cast more than 1 non-creature spell each turn. Fairy Guide Mother. Okay, I saw this before. So it's got flying, and +2/+1 creature gains flying to the end of turn. Outflank. Outflank deals damage to target creature, to target attacking or blocking creature equal to the number of creatures you control. I mean, removal is always great, but I don't like removal that's super conditional. Righteousness. Target blocking creature gets +7/+7 to the end of turn for 1 white. That seems pretty good. Trapped in the Tower. 1 and 1 white. Aura enchantment. Enchant creature without flying. Enchanted creature can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. Okay, so this is pacifism, but only for creatures without flying. I mean, I think pacifism is good. I'll still probably run it if I'm in white, because pacifism's good removal, but it's kind of weird to put... I mean, flavorful, but it's kind of weird to put that condition just on something that's pacifism. Fortifying Provisions. Creatures you control get +0/+1. When there's the battlefield, create a food token. Mysterious Pathlighter. 2/2 flyer for 3. Each creature you control that has an adventure enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it. Okay, this is something to keep note of. We'll see. Just glancing here, we don't have a ton with adventures. The previous pool I had a ton of cards with Adventure on it. So Rally for the Throne. Create 2 1/1 white human creature tokens. Also, if at least 3 white was spent to cast a spell, I gain 1 life for each creature I control. Okay. Arden Vale Paladin. 2/5. Oh, I had this one before. So yeah, 3 and 1 white, and if 3 whites you use to cast it, it gets a +1/+1 counter. Bartered Cow, I had that before, so it's a 3/3, and when it dies, or if you discard it, you get a food token. Silver Flame Ritual, so 3 and 1 white, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. That could be really useful. Adamant, if at least 3 white mana was spent to cast a spell, creatures you control gain Vigilance until the end of turn. True Love's Kiss. Okay, I've seen this before. So it's exile target artifact or enchantment. I don't like mainboarding. I mean, it's also a costly spell. You get to draw a card as well, too, but it's 2 and 2 white. I mean, there's a lot of artifacts and enchantment, it seems, in this set, so it may not be the worst thing, but I don't like... I got 3 copies of that as well, too. I don't like mainboarding it. Opt, so now we're into blue. For those of you who don't know, scry 1, draw 1 card. For 1 blue, and it's an instant. Overwhelmed Apprentice. For 1 blue, it's a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of the library into the graveyard, and then I scry 2. Not bad, actually. Corridor Monitor. So 1 and 1 blue. It's a 1/4 construct. Enters the battlefield, untap target artifact or creature I control. Hypnotic Sprite. So for 2 blue, you get a 2/1 flyer, which is not bad. And it has pay 2 and 1 blue for the adventure. Counter target spell with the converted mana cost 3 or less. See, this is what I like about the adventure cards. Neither side is necessarily like crazy powerful, but the flexibility it gives you. So even if if you get this late in the game and it's less likely you're going to be using it as a counter, at least you have a 2/1 flyer out of it. So, and it is fairly cheap. Both parts are, you know, well, the adventure part's a little bit more expensive than I would like, but still. Runaway Together, 1 and 1 blue. It's an instant. Choose 2 target creatures controlled by different players. Return those creatures to their owner's hands. Okay, this could be really interesting in Commander, I think. Wishful Merfolk, 1 and 1 blue, 3/2 defender. Loses defender. Pay 1 and 1 blue, loses defender, and becomes a human until the end of turn. Didn't say please. I love the name of this card. For 1 and 2 blue, it's an instant counter target spell. Its controller puts the top 3 cards of its library into their graveyard. If we run blue, we're definitely gonna run this because it's close to a straight up counter, but that's it for blue. So it doesn't look like we're gonna be running blue. Witch's Cottage. So it can be either just a land that taps for black, enters the battlefield tapped unless I control 3 or more swamps. And if it does enter untapped, I may put a target creature card from my graveyard on top of the library. So that's, if we're heavy in black, it's definitely something. Even if we're not heavy in black, you might as well just run it if you're in black. Eye Collector for 1 black. What a name. This is a lovely image as well, too. There's a nice little eye stuck onto its... That is a wicked looking sword. So it's a 1/1. When it deals combat damage to a player, each player puts the top card of their library into the graveyard. Okay. Forever Young, 1 and 1 black. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Draw a card. Okay, that could be interesting. Giant Skewer. I've had this one before. So 1 and 1 black. It's a artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a creature, create a food token. When I was playing with this before, I ended up having so many food tokens that I didn't know what to do with. So the game was going quite well for me, so I didn't end up having to use it for the life. But man, I know there's certain cards which can really benefit from having food tokens out, and I didn't have any of those cards at the time. And I think I collected something like 5 or 6 food token by the end of that game. Bell of the Brawl, which is a great name for a card. 2 and 1 black, the 3/2 with Menace, and whenever it attacks other knights I control, get +1/+0 until the end of turn. So I should be sort of looking out for knights, possibly Knight Tribal. It's definitely a thing in this set because there's a lot of knights. Lost Legion, for 1 and 2 black, enters the battlefield, scry 2, it's a 2/3 knight. Murderous Rider we saw before, same thing with Oathsworn Knight. Tempting Witch, 2 and 1 black and 1/3. When it enters the battlefield, create a food token, and I can sacrifice a food token. Target player loses 3 life. Okay, so this is one of the cards which benefits from having food tokens out there. Wicked Guardian, 3 and 1 black, it's a 4/2, and when it enters the battlefield, I may deal 2 damage to another creature I control. Okay, if you do draw a card. So it's you don't have to, it's a May ability, right? But I think that would actually be worth it a lot of the time, because you get to draw a card out of it. I wish you could do it to either you or a creature you control, because I would gladly take 2 damage for that. Bog Naughty. What a name. 3 and 2 black. It's a 3/3 flyer. Sacrifice a food. Target creature gets -3/-3 into end of turn. Okay, so we definitely have some of the cards which utilize food. Festive Funeral. 4 and 1 black. Target creature gets -X until the end of turn, where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. Okay, so now we have some fairly decent removal. A little bit for later in game, but still, it's decent removal. Reaper of Night. I've played with this before. 5 and 2 black. Whenever it attacks, if a defending player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, it gains flying to the end of turn. And its adventure is target opponent discards 2 cards for 3 and 1 black. So it can help facilitate its other ability on the actual creature part of it. We have Dwarven Mine. Dwarven Mine enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more mountains. Enters the battlefield untapped. Create a 1/1 red dwarf creature token. Okay. Barge In. Target attacking creature gets +2/+2 in the end of turn. Each attacking non-human creature gains trample in the end of turn. That could be... It's conditional, but it could be useful. Bloodhaze Wolverine. It's a 2/1 for 2. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, it gets +1/+1 and it gains first strike into the end of turn. See, I could see this being with like an Izzet deck. So, or even actually black as well too, because you can draw a bunch of extra cards with black as well. So that could be useful. Fling. Okay, Fling I've seen before, but man, I think Fling has been in 4 or 5 different sets, maybe more, but I love it when they come up with new artwork for this because artists always seem to come up with really great images for Fling. So for 1 and a red, it's an instant. As an additional cost to cast the spell, sacrifice a creature. Fling deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature's power to any target. So yeah, the artist I think did a great job on this card. Rimrock Knight, a 1 and a red. It's a 3/1 and it can't block. It also has the instant adventure of target creature gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. 7 dwarves, okay. For 1 in red, you get a 2/2. It gets +1 for each other creature named 7 dwarves. We have 1, so we're not going to run this. The deck can have up to 7 cards named 7 dwarves. So there's something. I think I would love to play around with this in Constructed at some point. But yeah, it seems interesting. Thrill of Now, a deck can have up to 7 cards named 7 dwarves. Does that mean it can break Brawl rules? Because Brawl is the singleton format. So, like, does this override those rules? That I'm not sure. I'll have to check on that. I don't know why you would necessarily want to run this in a Brawl deck, but I'm curious if this would allow you to run 7 in your Brawl deck. I'm not sure if that's possible. Thrill of Possibility, 1 and 1 red. As additional cost to cast a spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Okay. Brimstone Trebuchet. It's a 3-drop, 1/3 artifact wall. It's got Defender and Reach. Tap it to deal 1 damage to each opponent. And when a knight enters the battlefield under your control, untap Brimstone Trebuchet. Okay, so this could be interesting because we do seem to have a lot of knights. Right now it's looking like we may be red-black. I'm not sure because I still haven't seen green yet, but Redcap Raiders, 2 and 1 red. Enters the battlefield. Whenever it attacks, you may tap an untapped non-human creature you control. If you do, it gets +1/+1 and gains trample until the end of turn. Where are we? Sling Fire. Deals 3 damage to any target. Okay, so this is a nice little bit of removal. And if at least 3 red mana was spent to cast the spell, deals 4 damage instead. Okay, and it's any target, right? Yes, any target. So that actually could be quite useful. Searing Barrage, 4 and 1 red. It deals 5 damage to target creature. And Adamant as well too. It deals 3 damage to that creature's controller. Sundering Stroke we saw before. So I think we're right now, unless green is absolutely amazing, I think we're going to go Rakdos here. I think it's going to end up being red-black. So Gingerbread Cabin enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 3 or more forests. So we've seen this as far as the other land cards that we have, both in red and I think black was the other one we had. So when it enters the battlefield untapped, create a food token. Okay. Edgewall Innkeeper, 1-drop. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, draw a card. That could be useful. We don't have a ton with adventures unless we see, well, here we have one here. Flaxen Intruder. Okay, so this is the Goldilocks card. For 1 green, you get a 1/2. It deals combat damage. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may sacrifice it. When you do, destroy target artifact or enchantment. And it has the sorcery adventure, which is create 3 2/2 green bear creature tokens. So yeah, this is definitely the Goldilocks one. Rosethorn Halberd. So it's an equipment. When it enters the battlefield, attach it to target non-human creature you control. +2/+1. B Drake. Oh, there's super chat. B Drake, you have the distinction of being the first ever super chat I've ever received. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. I think we're going to go red-black right now. I don't know for sure. But yeah, it definitely looks like those seem to be like the colors to go in, given what I've seen so far. Still going through the green yet, though. And then the multicolored. I think that'll sort of bring it home. But it's going to take a lot at this point not to end up going red-black. So, but again, thank you for the super chat. That's absolutely awesome. I really appreciate that. And hopefully you're able to stick around for a while. Wildwood Tracker, green, and for 1 green, you get a 1/1. Whenever it attacks or blocks, if you control another non-human creature. So green has a lot of that. A lot of sort of, if you control another non-human creature, it gets +1/+1 at the end of turn. Curious Pair. So I can either create a food token or get a 1/3. Or actually, I can create a food token and get a 1/3 if I do it in that order. Garden Bridge Squire. Okay, for 1 and 1 green, it's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, it gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. So far, nothing in green's really blowing me away. But Fierce Witch Stalker. 4/4 trample for 4. When enters the battlefield, create a food token. This is a nice card. 4/4 for 4 with trample. I think that's pretty nice. Garen Brig Carver. I thought it was gardening there for a second. Garen Brig Carver for 3 and a green, you get a 3/2. And also has the adventure to target creature gets +2/+2 in the end of turn. Yeah, I'm really not feeling green. I mean, there's some cool stuff with green, but I'm not 100% feeling it. Wolf's Quarry for 6, 4 and 2 green. You get to create 3 green boar creature tokens with when this creature dies, create food token. So here we have Covetous Urge. So it's hybrid, either black or blue. Sorcery, target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from that player's graveyard or hand and exile it. Okay, you may cast that card as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast it. So if we go red-black, we could potentially do this, though 4 black in a multicolored deck would be difficult. Lock Dragon, so technically we go this way as well too, because it can potentially just cost 4 red. So when it enters the battlefield or attacks, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. That actually could be useful. Steel Claw Lance, so equipped creature gets +2/+2. Equip Knight 1, or the regular equip cost is 3. Doing a lot of talking so far already. I'm just gonna... Ooh, there we go. Sorry about that. Normally I would probably have a different beverage like I do in the Mana Cave when I do the Mana Caves, but it's a bit late right now and I need to be able to stay awake for this. So Outlaw's Merriment, 1 a red and 2 white. Okay, we saw this before in our rare pool. Wandermare. The 3/3 for 3, and whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, put a +1/+1 counter on Wandermare. I really want to play around with this at some point. I'm not sure how, but there's so many cards that seem to give extra benefit if you have cards with adventure on it. So I think there's definitely decks to be built like that. I'm just probably not going to be able to do it with the sealed pool. Marrowleaf Pixie, 2 for a 2/2 flyer, and it can also be used to tap for... green or blue. I don't know why I was stuttering there. This would be really great if we're going in green and blue, but even with the Planeswalker, which we saw before, we're probably not going into green and blue. Thwain Gargoyle, if that's how it's pronounced. So it's a 1-drop 0/3, and it gets +2/+0 if you pay 4, and also gains flying. Scalding Cauldron, so this is a bit of removal. 1 to get out there, and then 3 to tap, and deals 3 damage to target creature. Witch's Oven, so you can sacrifice a creature, create a food token. If the creature's toughness is 4 or greater, it creates 2 food tokens instead. Probably not going to play that. Golden Egg, when there's a battlefield, draw a card. Pay 1, tap it, sacrifice Golden Egg to add 1 mana of any color. So we may run this. We may run 1 copy of this just in case we need a little bit of, mana fixing. And it also replaces itself when you play it, right? So Signpost Scarecrow, 4 for a 2/4 with Vigilance, and you can pay 2 to add 1 mana of any color. Same thing with this. We might run it. And Roving Keep, Defender, 5/7 Defender for 7. And I can pay 7, it gets +2/+0, and gains Trample into the end of turn. It can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. It's a funny looking Molson. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, normally I would have beer if we were doing recording. We usually have beer, but once again, for me, this is late, right? I'm not sure where it is, where you guys are, but for me right now, it's just shy of 1:30 in the morning, so... Unfortunately, I wasn't able to start doing this till now, but and I don't normally drink this beer late into the night unless, for very special occasions. So I think it's going to be black-red. So what we'll do just quickly here is we're going to just add all the black and red, and then we'll just start weeding out from there. Okay, so there we go, and there. Like, a lot of that's going to go, because we're already at 45 cards. And then we had this. I'm going to put this in for now, and I'll put this in for now, but that's going to be difficult. They're both, because they're not, like, you know, the on our colors hybrid, they're going to be difficult, because I will need to have four black up for this, and 4 red, so these are probably going to get cut. And then, Roving Keep we'll put in for now. We'll put the Scarecrow in for now. We'll put the Golden Egg in for now. And I think that's it for the artifact. I mean, we could put one of the Scalding Cauldrons in, but we got so much better removal in red already. I don't think we have to. So we're looking at 51 cards right now if we just basically put every black and every red card in here. So we want to target attacking creature gets +2/+2 in a turn. Each attacking non-human creature gains trampling in a turn. We'll keep that in for a second. Eye Collector, we'll keep it in as a 1-drop. We can probably get rid of one of the knights here. We can definitely get rid of one of the skewers. As additional cost, we can get rid of one of these for sure as well, too. Steel Claw Lance. Fling. I don't see us using Fling, not because we have enough burn. I don't think we're going to end up using Fling. So for now, I'm going to take Fling out. Wait, Fling is what? Wait a second. Fling deals damage equal to the sacrificed creature power to any target. It may actually not be bad, because we could like Lava Axe the face, right? You know, I'm going to pop it back in for now. We're probably going to take it out. Red Cap Raiders. When it attacks, you may tap an untapped non-human creature you control. If you do, it gets +1/+1 against trampling end of turn. I don't think we need 2 of those, if we need even 1 of those. So this is the removal we have here. The Trebuchet might be good. How were we for knights? I wasn't even paying attention to see how we were for knights here. We got Wolverines. There's a knight. Dwarf. Oh yeah, wait, no, we got it rid of 7 dwarves is gone. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library and draw a card. I mean, late game that could be interesting, but I don't think we necessarily need that. Tempting Witch could be useful. I like the 3-drops we have in black. We do have, I mean, we have a few knights. We'll keep that in for now. You know, I think we get rid of the 2 hybrid cards. They're good, but it's going to require us to have 4 of one or the other, and I don't think that's going to happen. Like, certainly not when we probably need it to. And if these get into our hands early, they're just going to sit there as dead cards a lot of the time. So I think I'm going to take both of those out. That puts us to 44. What else do we have? Bog Naughty. God, such a great name for a card. Sacrifice a food, target creature. Now, once again, I mentioned this before. Giant Skewer, when I was playing with it, I had so many food tokens I didn't know what to do with. So I'm going to keep cards that can do things with the food tokens. Festive Funeral we're going to keep because it's removal. Searing Barrage. I don't know if we need 2 of these. Now, what was Sundering Stroke again? It deals 7 damage divided as I choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. If at least 7 red mana, which probably is not going to happen, was spent to cast this spell, instead, it deals 7 damage to each of those permanents and or players. So, I mean, we're definitely keeping it in because it's still solid removal. Roving Keep, Reaper of the Night. Or Reaper of Night. Okay, where should we prune the 4? So, if anyone has any ideas, let me know. I mean, I guess we can get rid of Golden Egg. It's not really doing us... Well, yeah, I don't think Golden Egg is needed. We're only playing 2 colors, so I don't think we're going to need the fixing, and I don't particularly care for its ability. We also don't have anything that requires artifacts to be on the field. Like, there's a lot of white cards, for example, and other was it knights as well, too, or something like that, that benefit from having an artifact on the field. So I think we can get rid of Golden Egg, because it's not really going to do much for us. I mean, we may want to get rid of the Trebuchet. Though really, it pings your opponent for 1 per turn, so if you're in a stalemate, it's not the worst. You know what? I don't think we need the Red Cap Raiders. What's the Witch again? Witch is when it enters the battlefield, create a food token, sacrifice. Now we keep this up because we can end up creating some food tokens. Whenever you draw your 2nd card each turn. I mean, it's not super great, it's conditional, but it's also just a 2/1 for 2, which wouldn't be bad to keep around. And there are going to be times I think we're going to be able to draw a 2nd card. Okay, what else? What else can we get rid of? Need to get rid of 3 more. Roving Keep. I mean, it's costly. But late game, this could like really, really help us. We're not getting rid of Reaper of Night. Bognaughty stays. I mean, we have a lot of other removal. Target creature gets -X, -X into the end of turn where X is the number of cards in your graveyard. I mean, this is going to be so good later in the game, though. Searing Barrage deals 5 damage to target creature. We could get rid of one of these, but I don't necessarily want to. I like the Scarecrow. 2/4 with... Well, it's just a 2/4 with Vigilance, and then it filters for mana. It doesn't tap for mana. Still a 2/4 Vigilant. I mean, if we put something like the Giant Skewer on it, it could get a lot better. Barge in. Each attacking non-human creature. So how many non-human creatures do we have? We have Fairy, Wolverine, Dwarf, Human Knight, Human, Spirit, Zombie, Human. I mean, we have a fair number of non-human. For Commander, with the exception of basic lands, no 2 cards in the deck may have the same English name. Some cards, example, Relentless Rats, may have rule text that override this restriction. Oh, okay, so we could do that. Okay. So that's confirmation that you could actually run... I don't know why you would, but you could probably run 7 Dwarves in Brawl then, if I'm reading that correctly. Now, it says for Commander, but I'm assuming that there's very similar rules with Commander and Brawl. So I think that would mean that you could run 7 Dwarves. 7 Dwarves in there if you wanted to. Oh, man, I'm having a hard time cutting anything here. You know what? Let's get rid of Fling. I don't think we need it. I don't think it's going to be useful. Sundering Stroke is really good, especially as a finishing, dealing the last points of damage to the opponent. Yeah, this is staying in for sure. So it's versatile removal. Even if we don't get to use 7 red mana for it, if we can use, I mean, we do have like in total 8 red, so we might be able to cast it. That'd be the dream. But Festive Funeral is not very good at the cost, and you don't have a lot of Festival Funeral. Yeah, you think so? I mean, we do have Searing Barrage, we have Sundering Stroke, we have Slaying Fire, so this could be one that we cut. Let's, you know what? I'm going to go with you, Marcos. I'm going to go with you, and then trust your judgment. I'm going to trust your judgment on this. We're cutting that, so we have one more to cut. Now, we could cut a land, which is something I tend to do, and it bites me in the butt, because I find the Shufflers in Magic Arena really punish you in Sealed if you go outside of the 17 land they suggest. But, I mean, it would be one of the easiest ways to do it. There's a lot of stuff that we need double red for, or double black for, so I don't want to cut any of the swamps, but we could cut a mountain. That's also going to limit the chances that we're ever going to be able to cast Sundering Stroke for our 7, but chances of that happening anyways is going to be so low. The only other thing I think of is Signpost Scarecrow. I mean, it's Vigilant, and it's a 2/4, so it's a decent blocker, but I guess, well, actually, we could filter using Signpost Scarecrow to be able to get Sundering Stroke off for its 7 red mana. What else? I guess, you know, Bloodhaze Wolverine, I don't think is going to be super important to us. And we have... Actually, we don't even have... No, that's one of our few 2-drop creatures. We should probably drop one of the 2-drop non-creature spells. Forever Young? I'm thinking Forever Young, then. Because I don't think there's anything that we really... Yeah, I'm just going to drop Forever Young. So that puts us at 40. So, once again, as well, too... Oh, we can apply the styles that we got, as well, too. So, we can always change. We can always sideboard stuff in and out if we find that it's not working for us. But I'm going to go ahead and... We've talked about the deck for quite a bit, so let's go ahead and play so you guys can actually see some play. And hopefully this works out for us. I'm going to move... I'm going to move me from here up here. There we go. So this way I won't be blocking view. I'll just be blocking my opponent's name, but I think it's better up there. So, oh, and I'm going to put these in so I can hear the game sounds. I'm very curious how many people are still playing right now, given the hour. I mean, this is worldwide, right? So there's a bunch of people on different time zones, but I mean, even like GMT right now, it's what? It's 6:30 in the morning, so that's probably too early for some people and too late for other people in other time zones. But so yeah, the matchmaking seems to be taking a little while. So I'm not sure how many of you guys have been watching some of the other streams out there. I keep meaning to try or doing more streaming. It's something I want to make a regular thing. And it's a little daunting. Like, there's lots of people that I watch that do, I think, absolutely great streams. But even though I'm used to like recording stuff and putting stuff on camera that way, there's a safety net for being able to record things first, edit it, and then present it to people, as opposed to doing it live like this. So there we go. So we got a match. Now, pretty much everyone playing right now are going to be other streamers or other content creators, so I don't have to worry about playing super quick or anything like that. So this is perfect. We got 2 black and 1 red. We got 2 2-drops, and we got one of the 3 drops that require 2 black. We got 2 of our 3 drops that require 2. Yeah, we'll keep this. 100% we keep this. And then we get another one of our 3 drops that require 2 black. So far, so good. Now that I said that, watch us get blown out of the water, so. Okay, sacrifice a food, target creature blocks the rider this turn of Abel. That's fine. What do we not care about? I'm going to hold this back for now because I can use its adventure, so we're going to bring out the Wolverine. We also have Barge in, which could be useful, but the next few turns we're going to be spending all of our mana. So the instant adventure on this is pretty nice. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life, so we'll hang on to this for a while, because I'm sure, like, later on there's going to be something much more useful to use this on. And it is an instant as well, too, which is nice. I don't mind losing 2 life if it gets rid of the right creature. Oh, and they're going to put our Wolverine in a glass casket. So, I was actually running this in the previous deck I tried out. Okay, so there's Giant Skewer. So we're going to go ahead and bring out... So it enters the battlefield with 4+1/+1 counters on it, attacks each combat if able, and if damage would be dealt to it, you just remove a counter instead. Yeah. So this is like the, way back in, was it Judgment? There was like the spectral creatures, which had counters instead, and you would remove counters from them instead of it taking damage, but just 1 counter at a time. Now this is what... While it has a counter on it, prevent that damage to remove a count. Yeah, so you just remove 1 counter if it takes any amount of damage. Another glass casket. Oh god. This is going poorly for us. Okay, so Mountain, let's go ahead and bring you out, and then we can scry 2 as well too. And we get to keep up red, which means we'll be able to cast Barge in, or we can use... do we need another... We don't need another land right now, especially in black. Of course, if we want Searing Barrage... We want Searing Barrage. You know what? I am going to keep the Swamp on top and then Searing Barrage. Because that'll give us the 5 we need to cast this in case something else comes out. So, whether or not that was the best idea ever, I don't know. Okay, so we have Barge in. Good luck. Thank you, Marcos. Thank you. We have Barge in. It's +2/+2 in the end of turn. So that's an instant. Or we can give it +2/+0 until the end of turn. They just got every bit of removal in their opening hand. It's a shame I couldn't give it flying. Oh well. This is not going well. I may end up just casting this as the dwarf next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cast that as the dwarf. I can cast that and bring out Giant Skewers, so... But man, we're getting chipped away at. Just, this is ridiculous. And they're running 3 colors as well too. Okay, so let's do... Let's do this. I'm gonna bring the knight out. I can't block though. It can't block. You know what? I'm gonna do this because I will take 2 damage. Yeah, I'm desperate now. Destroy target creature or planeswalker, you lose 2 life. So I'll destroy that. And then we can bring it out the following turn. And it does have lifelink, so maybe we're going to be able to gain some of our life back. But we're going to bring the Giant Skewer out. This is also going to be able to create some food tokens for us, so we may be able to gain life there. They've got one, well, now they've got 2 cards in hand, so they're running out of cards. And they haven't really produced any really big threats. Oh, man. Okay, so, yeah, we have to bring this out now. And there's no point in bringing this out. I'm going to hold this back up for its trick. The barge in? Yeah. So this is going to be great with this. It's going to gain us a bit of extra life. So they end up getting, when this enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to any target. Okay, fine. I'm okay. It's going to deal to me. Of course it is. So both this, yeah, this is going to be great with it. So I think we should do the barge in first, though, because it's going to protect its body. Though we may not need it to protect its body. But we are going to be able to gain a bit of extra life. It was a shame I couldn't equip this right away. And they are playing red. They're playing red and white. Actually, green as well, too, has some removal in it. So they are going to press. Okay, so that's good. So pass, and then block there. So block. We'll see if they do a trick. We sacrifice a food if you do targets +5/+5 in the end of turn. Otherwise, the creature gets. Now they didn't sacrifice a food, right? So it's going to get +3/+3. So I mean, we have to barge in because it's going to gain us more life. It's a shame we didn't have 2 red up, but this is not going to be enough. So it's going to get. They didn't sacrifice a food, right? Or did I miss that? I don't think they did. But I need to gain a bit more life here. It's target attacking creature. Never mind. There we go. Barge in is just attacking creatures. And then we, the only other creature we have available to us right now is one that can't block. Oh my goodness. And then another piece of equipment. Okay, so we're going to have to do Searing Barrage. And we'll do it to... Well, it's an instant, so I can wait. Yeah, we can wait. It would get the one with haste. It would get the one with haste. Ugh, okay, so pass. I don't really have much choice. Are they going to pump with the other one? Now, they only have 1 card left in hand. I really need something to get rid of this. I don't think I have any enchantment hate from what I remember. I don't think I kept any in, so... Ugh. This is going poorly. Though, to be fair, this is usually how my sealed pools go for me. Yeah, we've got a creature that can't block, we've got a piece of equipment, and we've got an instant which can only target attacking creatures. Which is why I'm going to be taking this one out, because I don't think it's that good. I'm going to put it in with put something else instead of it. So we're going to say good game to our opponent, and then we're going to concede. And they're at 22 life. We weren't even remotely close that time. So Barge in, I think, is going to go, because once again, with like it goes with me with new sets, I didn't fully read the card properly. So we're going to go ahead and get Barge in out of here. Barge in can go, which is good. That means we can make room for something else. Let's put any creature, any other creature in here. You know what? Rimrock Knight can go as well too, because it can't block. I don't care for that too much. Maybe just the Red Cap Raiders. You know, we're gonna bring out we're gonna bring in the Gargoyle, and we're gonna bring in one of the Red Cap Raiders. I think those are better than Barge in and the creature that can't block. Even though he does have the trick attached to it, I don't think the trick is all that important. I mean, part of me wants to run white just to bring this in. But, I mean, we're talking about splashing something that requires double white, which is not the greatest, so, yeah. Yeah, we're done, yeah. Okay. Time to try this again. Time to try this again. It's interesting getting used to the streaming part of it, because the camera's here, which is me looking at you guys, but the chat is over here. So when I talk to you guys, sometimes I'm looking at you in chat as opposed to looking at you like dead in the eye, which may be uncomfortable. Prolonged eye contact can be kind of, you know, a weird thing. So So the waits right now are a little bit longer than they were when I was testing this out earlier, because I'm assuming most of the streamers in this event were doing this during regular hours. I think there's going to be more picking up as far as how quickly the matches get made a little bit later on, once the people in like the UK and other, like, you know, other parts across the pond, as they say, start waking up and start playing a bit more. But for now, it's one of those things where it may take a little while. There we go, just shy of a minute. So facing Young Corpse. Nice name. Nice name. Okay, so now we have a 1-drop, 2 1-drops, 4-drop, and then Sundering Stroke. I mean, we don't necessarily need the Sundering Stroke right now, but I think given the rest of the cards, we can keep the 7. So we're just going to keep the 7. Okay, so opponents pondering. If this is the first spell you've cast this game, you would cast it without paying its mana cost, like the top 5 cards in your library. Oh my goodness. Well, that was a hell of a card to have in their opening hand. Let's say dismiss, so that's what they click. Okay. Well, this could go well for us. Eye Collector comes out. So this is going to be interesting because each player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. So I'm not sure if this is going to help us or hinder us, but it's a 1/1 flyer, so I think that's useful. Hopefully our opponent doesn't get to cast free spells each turn. So we're able to create a food token and create another food token. Okay, so this could be interesting. So we're going to swing in with the Eye Collector. And we'll see what we're going to put in our graveyard. We're going to put, well, I mean, I could have used the land, but, and we'll play out the Gargoyle. So we don't have the mana yet in order to make this a flyer, but it is just at least a blocker, so that's good. And we bring up the Trebuchet next turn, and we start pinging our opponent each turn. I would really like to get to 4 mana, though, so I can get out the Wicked Guardian. Because the Wicked Guardian I can do 2 damage to the Gargoyle, it's not going to do anything, so... Okay, so that's create a food token, or yeah, now it's just a 1/3. That's fine, because we can block that for days with the Gargoyle. Though I'm guessing they have a pump spell. They're 1 more away from being able to cast that, which is going to suck. And of course, it's something that's going to cost 2 black, which isn't surprising in this deck. Yeah, I guess we got to keep swinging in with the Eye Collector, even though we're probably going to ditch a land that we're going to need. Just don't be a land. Just don't be a land. Okay, so it's not a land. What was it? Eh, that could have been good. Bring out the Trebuchet. So we've got essentially we're just 2 walls, 2 early blockers. And then, but with this, we can start pinging them each turn. So we have them down to an 18-turn clock, which is nice. Less if we can get one of our knights out. She's a human noble, not a knight. Okay. I really, really want a land, though. I'm really hoping for a land. Excellent. See, all you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is ask. And I didn't use the Trebuchet. Oh, I didn't use the Trebuchet. Okay, well, that's life. Let's do this. Let's bring her out. So we're gonna be able to draw a card. Can't believe I didn't use the Trebuchet. I gotta remember to do the Trebuchet. Yes, deal 2 damage to this creature. Hey, we get another land. Excellent. And we get a black land as well, too, so now we can bring the Lost Legion out. Okay, perfect. So then next... This does not have reach, if I'm correct, so we're going to swing in again with the Eye Collector. Okay, so we should be good now. We should be good. I mean, getting the 7 would be great, but I'm fine with this because now we're going to have a second black source, which is great for us. So I just have to remember to ping them with the Trebuchet every single turn. They're going to gain life, that's fine. That's fine. So then this is going to come out, I'm sure, right now. But at least we have a blocker for it. Because she's really not going to be doing a whole lot for us. Well, if he doesn't bring this out, or they, I don't know if it's he, Young Corpse could be a woman. If they do bring this out, we have a good blocker for it. And if they don't, they bring it out. Okay, that's fine. So we're just going to hold this back to keep this in check. And they create another food token. So that definitely seems to be a sub-theme in their deck. I don't see them swinging in with the Curious Pair. Pass. And ping. We remembered this time. Okay, so we have the Wolverine. We're going to bring out Witch's Cottage. Now, when there's the battlefield, 3 are the swamps. Yeah, that's never going to happen. Well, eventually it'll happen, I'm sure, but not anytime soon. So, now we do have the 4 mana for this. If we want to spend that. Like, there's nothing else we really want to spend it on. We have this to take out something, but... Oh, we can take out this with the Slaying Fire. And then start swinging in with our own 4/2. Yeah, we'll do that. Deals 4 damage instead, so we'll do that. It is going to do this, right? It's going to do 4 to it. Okay, so it doesn't auto-tap it, which is good. And then we can swing in with the Wicked Guardian. And the Eye Collector as well, too. So they're going to be able to gain life back, but we should slowly be able to chip away at them. I think that was kind of a big loss. We didn't have to throw our own creature in front of it, which is good, so... And then end the turn. And once again, Trebuchet. Gotta remember that. We can also bring out Lost Legion next turn. That's going to allow us to scry, which could be useful for us. I mean, when is scrying not useful? They've got a lot of food. I'm really worried that they have some card that I don't know about, which just consumes a ton of food and just wins the game for them, so... Deals 3 damage to target creature. Okay, it's going to cost them 3, so if they want it, they can do it right now if they want to. Are they going to take out the Wicked Guardian, or are they going to take out the Trebuchet? I'm assuming it's the Wicked Guardian they're going to take out. What do you think? Yep. Okay, there's absolutely nothing we can do about that, which is fine. They're all tapped out. And then... Okay, so let's do this. Let's scry first. We're gonna scry first, and then we're gonna swing in with the eye. No, because if there's something we really want on top, well, if there's something we don't want on top, we can just have it be. Well, if there's 2 things we want on top, no, we'll do the Legion first. We'll scry first, and then we're gonna swing in with the eye. Okay, so Redcap Raiders I don't necessarily care about. Oathsworn Knight I do want to keep, so let's keep the Redcap Raiders on top. And then when we swing in with the eye, we're going to get rid of that. So then the next thing we're going to draw is going to be the Knight next turn. So swing into the Eye Collector to do an additional 1. Raiders go on top, or go into the graveyard, and then our Knight's on top now, and then we're going to bring out the Wolverine. So we have a decent board. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're still 1 away from being able to Sundering Stroke. They really haven't been able to bring out much other than food. The one big threat they had, we were able to get rid of right away, so if we get another land eventually, that would be great for us. And pretty soon we're going to have a 4/4 with a damage shield to it, so that'd be useful. I'm still worried that there's a very specific reason I've created a deck that creates so much food. And I'm trying to think, because I haven't gone over the entire set like through and through to memorize it or anything like that, so there might be something pretty scary that uses food. I don't think I care about this. Yeah, I'm just going to pass. No blocks. I'm not sure what they could do, but I'll just take the 1. Yeah, I think they must, one of the reasons why they're not casting stuff, I think, is they must have just tricks in hand. So I'm guessing if I blocked there, I would have lost one of my creatures. And it's not worth it. Because this I can start swinging as well, too, because I have some disposable mana. Okay, so they're casting that as a creature. They can't possibly need more mana. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 already. And then one of these, yeah, either of these can be sacrificed. Oh, no, because it's a filter. It's not creating. Okay, so deal the 1 damage. If we can get another land, that'd be great. So here we're going to go ahead and swing in with... I can't... Yeah, this is going to cost 4. I want to keep up for Oathsworn Knight. And this is when... This is when non-human, right? No, this is when second card each turn. Okay, so... I'm just going to swing with the Eye Collector right now. I'd like to speed up the damage I'm doing, but I want to play it safe. There's too many times I sort of like... Okay, just don't be a land, because I really want 1 more land. The equipment would have been nice, too. Okay. Oathsworn Knight. Now, they're not playing blue, so I don't have to worry about a counter. Oh, shoot. It's a knight. I gotta remember that with the trebuchet as well, too. Damn it. Oh, my goodness. In my defense, which I don't get to use very often, these are all new cards, so... I have to remember that next time I get Knight in hand. Because that would have worked with the Lost Legion as well, too. Which I probably just didn't notice. Shoot. Extra bit of damage there. Would have been extra bit of damage. Okay, Squire. Whenever you cast a creature spell that has an adventure, it gets... Okay, that's fine. They cashed in a bunch of their food to gain a bunch of life. Pass. And ping him with the trebuchet. So if we can get... Okay, so this is what we're waiting for. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay, so what do we want to get rid of? I think we want to get rid of this, and then we can do the remaining... So it deals 7 damage divided as I choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. So yeah, I'm gonna do this now. 1, 2, and then I'm gonna do just 2 to him. 3. Wait, cancel that. So 3, 4, 5. It's just 7, right? 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 less there. Okay. And then submit. So hopefully this takes out 2 of them. Otherwise, it's going to make them spend a trick that they may have in hand, because I think they've been holding on to something. Do they have a trick? They might. Yep, okay. That explains why they were doing this before, but I got that out of their hand, so now they can just use it as a creature, and it's a 3/2, so it's not that big of a deal. So here we can go ahead and swing in with... This has to attack each turn of Fable, and then I'm going to swing in with this. On the odd chance that... Yeah, I'm going to swing in with this and this. Because here they either have to block it with this to get rid of it, or they're going to have to block it with this. Okay, that makes sense. Now they can block this, but it's just going to remove a counter off of it. So we have no cards in hand, but I think next combat we're going to be able to start pumping this into a flyer. And then that should be hopefully the end of it for them. They do still have 2 unknown cards in hand, so I'm not entirely sure that's how it's going to work. Or they could have a board wipe, which would be kind of disastrous for us. Okay, it's fine. Have to remember to ping with the trebuchet. And they're not swinging in. I didn't think they would be. And then ping. And we have the Scarecrow, which is not a knight, so it's not going to undo that. So it's cost 4 for that. I think I'd rather swing in with the Gargoyle. So... Okay, so then now we're going to swing in... and the Gargoyle. If we swing in with this... I mean, if they block here, we lose it. That's fine. Yeah, I think we swing it. So they either have 2 things that can block it and just bounce off of it, or they have 1 thing they can block it to trade with, would be fine with, and we'll get one of their creatures off the board as well, too. So I think that's okay to do. I think so, anyways. I'd really like 1 more land, though, so it would be nice to be able to cast this as well, too, but... I think we're doing okay, though. We're doing a lot better than we did in the first game. First game was disastrous for us. Destroy target creature. Create a food token. Boo. Okay. There's nothing we can do about that. Yeah, so they'll block like that to have it bounce off. That's fine. And they're creating another food token as well. How are our libraries doing here? So we've got 15 cards. They've got 14 cards. So we're actually even ahead as far as that goes. So Searing Barrage would have been good. We are sadly losing some of our good cards because of the Eye Collector, but we're able to keep pinging them over and over again. Eventually they have to run out of food, right? We have to starve them out eventually. And I'm not worried about them swinging on us. Because if they swing in with the Carver, I'm just going to block with the Wolverine, because the Wolverine's not doing a whole lot for us anyways. Okay, so now I'm a little bit more worried about the Carver. They're going to gain 3 life, so that's going to put them to 7, okay. That's the only... Well, they don't even have it in hand. It's technically an exile, so... Not technically. It actually is an exile. I can take the 5 right now. Because it doesn't have trample, right? It doesn't have trample, but I can take the 5. I can deal with it. Like, I'll pop the Wolverine in front of it another time. But for now, I'm okay. And then ping them. So that puts them down to 6. They're going to go down to 3 after I attack with the 2 flyers. Nope. Actually, this should do it. So, I can still swing in for... If I swing in for 4, I can put this on here. They'd be taking 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can't do both. I can't attach this and activate this, so I'm just going to activate this for now. Okay, and then swing in with the 2 for 3. Now this still can create... They can still sacrifice this to gain 3 life, which is fine. But they need to cast for 6, right? So they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So they do actually have enough to cast their creature, and... we're losing... Wow, we could have really used that. Oh well. I still don't think it's a bad idea to keep swinging in with the Eye Collector here, even though we're losing cards. Okay, so they're at 6. That's fine, because we should have them next turn. Even if they bring this out, this does not have reach, so it shouldn't do anything for them. Yeah, okay, good. So we should still be fine. Because we're going to put them down to 5. And then we can swing in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we should be fine. Granted, I don't know what they have in their hand, but... Unless it's something that gives something reach, I don't think I have to worry about it. Okay, so we're going to put this on the Eye Collector. Oh, it's so good. We're saying good game. Okay. Ooh, okay. So glad I didn't screw that up. Excellent. Okay, so we get we get at least 1 win in our sealed games. So, you know, I consider that a moral victory at this point. So we have 1 loss, 1 win. We're still a ways away from possibly being able to get to 7. I don't know if we're going to get there. My goal is to get around 4 wins. That's usually what I try to aim for. I try to keep it realistic with myself when it comes to sealed, because I'm not, you know, a pro player. And for those of you who have ever watched The Mana Cave, you know I'm not a pro player, so... And I am curious if the wait times are going to continue to be about a minute, which isn't too bad, because right now it is just like streamers and content creators that are playing, but it would be nice to get the sort of the wait time a little bit down, and I think that's going to start happening as people in Matt from Total MTG in his time zone, once they start waking up and playing. That was awesome. Went a lot better than the last time. Yes, it did. I mean, I don't think it could have gone much worse than the first game. The first game was just one of those games where everything you do, your opponent has the answer for. So, yeah, and it's hard sometimes not to get rattled when that's what starts off your stream. So I'm glad I was able to sort of like, you know, relax, work my way through it, and my mouth is so dry right now. For those of you who watch The Mana Cave, it may actually surprise you, I don't normally talk this much. I know I talk a lot in The Mana Cave, but it's the idea of continually talking. Okay, now, Eye Collector was sort of useful last time, but we also threw away some good stuff. Though I think we keep this. I still think this is a keep. Because we can get Eye Collector out on 1. We even have the possibility of getting Dwarven Mines out once we find another mountain as well, too. So yeah, I'm going to keep this. If we can catch a third mountain, that'd be great, because then Dwarven Mine will actually... It'll come in untapped, and it's going to gain us an extra creature. I mean, it's not a huge thing, but when it enters the battlefield untapped, create a 1/1 red dwarf creature token. Not the worst thing in the world, so... Okay, so we're going to swamp it up, and then just get the Eye Collector out. I'm wondering now if maybe that card which puts stuff from my graveyard into the top of my library might not be a bad idea. I think I'm gonna add that card after. After this, I think I'm gonna add the card, because I mean, granted, if we do that, I guarantee you we'll never see the Eye Collector again. And so the only reason why we'll have added that card in was this card here. But yeah. And they created a food token, so it's, man, our opponents and their food tokens. That's the other thing about last game as well, too. They gained a lot of extra life through food tokens, and we were still able to come out on top in the end of that, so I think that's a good sign. What is this going to do? Trail of Crumbs. When there's the battlefield, create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food, they may pay 1. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your library and reveal a permanent card from among them, put it into your hand, put the rest in the bottom of the library in any order. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That makes sense to try to create a bunch of food tokens for that. No, that's really neat. Okay. So now we have Witch's Cottage. We don't have anything that needs double black right now, right? No, okay. So we're going to do this. Swing in. Now this is a Goblin Warrior, and it's not a Knight. I mean, untap a non-human creature I control. Oh, wait. I can actually... I may tap and untap. You know what? We're going to bring this out, because instead of swinging in with the Eye Collector, I can start tapping it to get more out of the Red Cap Raiders. Because this is going to put it up to a 4/3. Yeah, this is fine. And they have a blocker for our flyer anyways now, so we're just going to use it this way. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to play the Witch's Cottage, because I want the double black source for this, for both parts of this. But we're going to go ahead and swing in with the Raiders. And I'm going to tap that, because I'm not worried about not being able to block it. And then we can bring out Bella the Brawl, which has Menace anyways, so they're not going to be able to just block it with one thing. So I think we've got a pretty good board. Granted, it's still super early and our opponent hasn't really done much yet, so they could be holding back quite a bit of stuff to bite us in the butt. However, we're 1 off from being able to use Searing Barrage. And we have the mana now for Murderous Rider and for Swift End. So I'm not too worried. Okay, so the Scarecrow, that's fine. If I can get... Well, this comes in tapped, so that's fine. But if I can get 1 untapped land... Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we're going to bring this out because I really want to be able to Searing Barrage. So we have the flyer. I can still swing in with this. And then they'd have to put both in front of it to kill it. So yeah, we're going to do that. One attacker. We're going to tap that to make it a 4/3, so they can double block if they want. I'm fine with that. And then next. I mean, I guess I could have killed the other one to get rid of both of them, but I want to keep this back. I don't want to, like, blow this quite yet. I don't want to use this because I don't want to discard a card, so I'm just going to end the turn. I think that was a decent trade. I'm fine with that trade. Because they need 2 creatures out in order to block Bell of the Brawl. And we have removal for anything big they may cast this turn. I mean, there might have been an argument for patience there, but they're also going to be able to scry on demand now. As long as they can keep creating food tokens. Witching Well? Okay, that's fine. So unless they get another creature out there, Bell's going to swing in for free. Okay. I really don't want to use Barrage on a 1/1. I can swing in with both, though, and see if they just block it that way. I wouldn't mind losing my flyer. Okay, good. We have so much removal in our hand now, I'm not worried about losing that creature. I'm worried about not wasting it on a... I mean, I could... No, I'm not going to thrill. I'm not going to thrill yet. I'll wait until I get, like, a land or something I don't need in my hand, and then I'll thrill. But I was fine with that trade. These are instants as well, too, so we can really start hammering our opponent the second they bring something out. I really hope they bring a 5-toughness creature out. Whenever you cast a spell with converted mana cost 5 or greater, draw a card. Okay, so this is the exact thing that we want. And then we're going to do this. Target creature. Next. All attack. I think we've got this. I mean, I don't mean to be super confident or anything like that, but I think we've got this. As well, too, we also have... This is instant, right? So we have something... I'm going to get rid of the Witch next turn. I'm going to keep both of these. Sorry, I'm going to keep Searing Barrage and this in my hand. This is instant, right? Yeah. And then I'm going to... at the end, if I haven't used any of the mana, I'm going to thrill out the Witch. Which sounds dirty, but it's not. Please cast something with 5 toughness. Okay. Excellent. Okay, good enough. Okay, so pass, and then we do this again, which is probably, if it was me, that would really annoy me. The second one, I'd be like, okay, this is a bit much now, so. So it's got Menace as well, too, so swing in. We weren't able to thrill there, which is fine. I should have probably kept the land back, but I'm just going to end the turn, and then we can actually use Murderous Rider on anything that comes out. Because that's just destroy target creature or planeswalker. So. If we had any food tokens, I'd bring this out. But I don't see us creating any food tokens anytime soon, so. Because then we could just, like, sacrifice that and do the last bit of damage to them, but. Okay. Resolve, that's fine. See the scry, trying to scry dismiss. They probably don't. I don't think they need more land unless they have something huge in their hand that they want. Okay, so what are they casting? I think that's worth it. I think that's worth Murderous Riding. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to pass. Pass. And then I'm going to Swift end that. And then I'm going to thrill the Witch away to draw 2 cards. Okay, so then we can just close it out here then. Pass it on to this. It's got Menace, so I can swing in for 5 now. There we go. Oh, okay, so that went pretty well as well too. It was, I mean, the fact that we were able to get out 2 of those spells that could do 5 damage and then 3 to the opponent at just the right time. I mean, the opponent took it well, but if it was me on the other end, I would be losing my mind at that point. And then following it up with another removal spell, so I think that worked out about as well as it was going to. So we're 2 wins away from hitting my target of 4, which would be great. But we're going to continue on doing this until we get to the end, whether it's win or lose. Once we get through the sealed, then I'm probably going to call an end to this. But until we get there, I'm really enjoying this particular format so far. So for those of you who only are interested in Magic, which is probably like everyone watching right now because this is a Magic stream, there is going to be other games coming to the channel soon, and eventually when I start a regular streaming schedule, I really like your deck. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it worked out better than I thought it would. Chief Joseph, hello, how's it going? Yeah, this deck worked out better than I thought it would. I mean, there are certain times you get your card pool and you look at it and you're like, I have to go into these colors because there's no other real choices. And I think that was sort of the case here, so I kind of lucked out that being almost forced to go into red-black, it worked out, but it did seem to work out. But anyways, as I was saying, if I do start streaming on a regular schedule soon, which I'm hoping to, I'm probably going to be streaming games other than just Magic. So I just want to let people be aware of that. This we probably have to mulligan because the only 2 drops we have are equipment. So yeah, I'm going to mulligan. Just because, and the only reason I mention that is because I recently released a Hearthstone video playing the solo adventures in Hearthstone because I really enjoy doing. I kept it! Oh no! Oh man, this is one of the things I have to get used to with streaming, is paying attention to what I'm doing. I never would have kept that. I'm gonna get stalled on 2 land. I just know it now. Anyways, we'll bring out the lands, just in case we get Knight out there afterwards. I really hope we draw into another land, otherwise we're gonna look so foolish. But yeah, the reason why I mentioned that about I'm probably gonna be streaming other games other than Magic is the fact that I've recently released a Hearthstone video when I was playing solo. Oh, thank goodness we got into the land. And instantly after, not instantly, but like within half an hour to an hour after releasing that video, I lost subscribers. So just so you know, there's always gonna be Magic on the channel, even if I play other games. But not everything's gonna be Magic, but there is always gonna be Magic. So I just want to let people know in case, you know, I don't want a mass exodus if I start playing games other than Magic, because there's always still gonna be Magic on the channel. What did Queen of Ice do? Is it not gonna untap? It's not gonna untap, right? Yeah, okay. That's fine. So I mean, I could attach this now and just get that out of the way, or I could bring this out. I'm going to attach this now and just get it ready for next turn. So, Chief Joseph, white, blue, and green are filler colors. Always go red, black, red. You and Travis would get along great. Yeah, I mean, Travis does play green occasionally, but for the most part, red, black, that's his bread and butter. So he would 100% agree with you. I like blue. I do like blue. Though I find blue more difficult, unless you get a really good card pool. I find it more difficult in limited, unless you match it with black. Okay, so we've got a 5/4. What can I do? I can do, whenever it attacks, target opponent discards 2 cards. I could do this now, or I could bring out this. I think I'm just going to swing in first. Okay, I'm gonna swing in. Sorry, didn't mean to get quiet there. I'd watch your stuff beside Magic. Oh, thanks. I appreciate that. I do, because I mean, I love playing Magic. In fact, on Thursday, off camera, we're gonna be doing Commander Night at Travis's place. But yeah, there's so many other games that I want to play. And if I'm gonna do streaming, I know I'm not just going to be able to do, or I know I'm not just going to want to do Magic. I'm going to want to do a bunch of other stuff. So I think like the edited videos, I think are still going to be a lot of Magic, and I will do stream Magic in other days. But yeah, like I wanted to play System Shock 2. I want to play through that again because they're apparently coming out with the System Shock 3 now, and System Shock is one of those games which was huge when I was younger. It had a huge impact on me as from a gaming perspective. So I've been wanting to play that on stream, but it certainly doesn't fit. Earlier on in the channel, it was supposed to be a variety gaming channel. So when we started doing more and more Magic stuff, we gained more and more of a Magic audience. And when you're trying to like build up a channel over time, a lot of the times you'll stick with the thing that's working for you. So once Magic started taking off for us, we wanted to keep doing it more and more and more until eventually it really became like just a Magic channel. And I never really wanted that. Now let's see, what can I do here? I can make them discard 2 cards. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's do this. Target opponent discards 2 cards. I rarely get discard effects off when my opponent only has a few cards left in hand. Okay, and then we're gonna go and swing in. I can swing in with both of these. If they trade with us, I'm fine at this point because they have so few. Yeah, I'm gonna swing in with both. Because I can block it with the queen, and that's fine. Because the queen is coming to step. Yeah, that's fine. Part of me wants to throw away the giant skewer, but I'm going to bring out the skewer. Oh, resolve. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to bring out the skewer. He's really pumping up the red cap raider. We also have this as well too, and this is going to have flying. So we've got. Do we have enough for it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still need 1 more land for this. If we get 1 more land, if we don't get a land as well too, I can also try to throw my way into a land. I mean, this is flying. This will force him to double block. 7. I'm gonna put this on top of this. So they're definitely blocking here, I would assume. And I can't imagine they wouldn't double block here. Yeah, I figured. Yeah, so we'll do it that way. And then next. Create some food, which is nice for us. I'm going to wait until their end step to thrill. And I'm probably just going to throw away this because it has defender. I mean, if we get the 7th land, maybe we can cast this next turn. I don't want to get rid of this. And it's a flyer as well too, which we can attach all this equipment to. So I think pass, pass. Discard this, submit. Draw 2 cards. Hopefully they don't counter this, because then we'll have also discarded a card. Okay, it's fine. Okay, excellent. So we have the last land we need. So we can bring this out now. Excellent. And we'll be able to attach this for cheap, and then we'll be able to attach this to it as well too. So, and this has, it's gonna have flying, regardless, unless they draw into a bunch of cards, which is possible because they do have this, right? So they can sacrifice this to draw 2 cards. And then we'll use flying. Okay, I'm fine with this. We have Slaying Fire, which we can do the Adamant ability, so I think we're okay. This is going to gain flying again because now they're below the number of cards they need. Not anymore. Hopefully they play out a card. If they play out a card, we're good. Even if they don't, if we attach this, it becomes a 6/7 And this then it becomes a 9/8. And this does not have Death Touch, right? Sacrifice an island, can't be blocked. Okay, good. So now it's flying anyways, so. They could swing in for 7 here, and that's fine with me. Okay, so we're going to... That's not a knight? Oh, that's just a specter. I thought that was a knight. Yeah, we'll equip there. So what is it? It's whenever it attacks, if defending player has 2 or fewer cards, it gains flying. Okay. And then here, onto there. So they have to block this with their flyer, I'm assuming. Because this is not a flying. No. Hopefully this works out. I'm assuming they're not going to take 8 here. They're going to chump block. They can't afford to sacrifice... yeah, they can't afford to sacrifice. This is going to cost them 2. Yeah. Create another food token. So we're also covered with food tokens in case we do need extra life. And then next turn, I can split this up. I can actually put the equipment on the Eye Collector to make it a bit more, have a bit more punch. I can also just Slaying Fire any flyer they may play from here on out. They are going to get the Scry, which is good for them. And gain 3 life, which is also good for them. But I still think we're going to be okay here. I can always just keep this up as a blocker to stop this, but this is, if you sacrifice an island, it can't be blocked this turn anyways, so I don't want to keep this up. I want to just keep swinging away. I think I need to keep the pressure up. Spinning Wheel. Oh, man. Pay 5, tap target creature. So they can get that out. They can tap it once. No blocks. So if they bring Spinning Wheel out, we should still be okay. This as well, too, can start sacrificing our food. Oh, okay, so then we just do this, right? Okay, so we can now we have a removal spell as well, too, so... And this deals 3 damage to any target, so it's doing 9. It deals 4 damage instead. Okay, so we have it. We have it. We got the burn spell. That's all we need. And this is to any target, right? Excellent. So we got it. So target 1, 2. So that should deal 4 instead. Because they don't have the... Oh, they do have the mana to sacrifice 1 more food. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do this now. Wait, now this... I want to read this ability again. It's exile 5 target cards from an opponent's graveyard, return it from your graveyard to your hand. Okay, so resolve that. So they're not dead yet. But we can remove their creature. Now, there would have been something said for casting this down. Enters the battlefield, tap enchanted creature doesn't untap during his untap step. So now they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I send this to their graveyard, they can't bring it back to their hand and cast it right away. So resolve. Resolve. Okay. Pass. And then we're just going to go. Unless they have a counterspell. They got 1 card in hand, so the chances of being a counterspell is slim. So they have 5 mana up, which means they can use a Spinning Wheel to tap down the Eye Collector, which is fine. But we have a bunch of other creatures that we can cast next turn. So, including this, which we can start using the food for to act as removal as well, too, for any smaller creatures they have. Okay, so we're going to... We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7 to work with. So instead of Bognaughty, which I don't want to bring out yet, even though it has flying, I think we bring this out. And we're going to bring this out. And they're going to tap this down. But we've got a wide enough board where it shouldn't matter now. And this has menace as well, too, so they're going to need 2 creatures to block this. We have this up, we have this up. This is going to cost 6 for them to bring out again. They have no more food to gain any more life. And we've got 2 more creatures in hand, one of which can use our food as removal. And then even the worst case scenario is we can sacrifice food and gain extra life if we start running really low. Yeah, so we're going to attack with that to do an extra point of damage. Okay, that's fine. What did I send to the graveyard? Sage of the Falls, end turn. So we should be okay, because I can, unless they have 2 creatures out, I can just swing in with Bell and win the game. But what I'll probably do is I have 2 equipment here, so I can spread that around to the other creatures, including one with flying, so they can't block, or they can't tap down everything. I'm always worried when I think I'm going to win, because that's usually when something happens and I lose horribly, so... And they do have 1 card left in hand, plus the ability to bring that to their hand. Okay, so now they have 2 cards, but... But they're at 2 life. They have no other food to gain more life. I think we have this? What does that do? Enters the battlefield. You control an artifact or charm, return target creature and opponent controls to its owner's hand. Okay. I would have loved it if they did this. If they had sent this back to my hand, that would have been amazing. Okay. Wait, so now they lose because they can't tap it down. Where's the... There we go. Right? Yeah, okay. Because they needed to keep up man... Yeah, that surprised me. Okay, so that's fine. Oh, okay, so we did it. I thought for sure I was walking into something there, because when they didn't leave up the mana to tap one of my things down, I thought I was in trouble, but that worked out well. Okay, so another win. So we're now at, what, 2? 2 wins? Playing prize. 3 wins. So we're 1 away from my goal. And then anything after that is just gravy, in my opinion. So, oh, no, wait. I was going to change a card because of the 1/1 flyer, the eye that was putting stuff in our graveyard. But I don't think I'm going to, because it's so conditional to need that card. The card that would allow me to take creatures from my graveyard and put them on top of my library and draw a card. I mean, it's still a useful card for getting something out of the graveyard, but I don't want to mess with what we got going right now, because everything seems to be running pretty well. We've got just the right amount of removal. That 1 card, the knight that has the built-in removal attached to it as an adventure, that card's been amazing. I will definitely draft that anytime I see that card as my rare. That's, for me, that'd be like a first pick every single time. Okay, so we've got 3 land. And we've got a 3-drop and got some removal, and then a 4-drop as well, too. None of these are knights, so I'm going to have to pay the full cost. I think I can keep this. And this time I actually mean to keep it, not like the last time where I meant to mulligan. And then didn't. So this time I actually meant to keep it. I think we just go ahead and do the Dwarven Mines right now, because holding up for it, unless we draw into a mountain, we're on the play, aren't we? Are we in the play? Or yeah, we're on the play, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to do the mines so it comes in tap. That's fine. Now watch. I guarantee you, now we're going to get running mountains. So the next turn we can get out Steel Claw Lance, though we have nothing to attach it yet. Oh, this is the one. Oh, I love this card so much. I really, really like it. We don't have double black yet, but it's such a good card. Murderous Rider. There we go. I couldn't remember the name of it. It also has really nice artwork as well, too. Okay, so here we go. And then we'll bring out the Red Cap Raiders. Hopefully, I really want to get another land. Okay, well, that's not going to happen. So we're going to put this onto here and swing 5. We can also pump this up a little bit more because we can tap the Wolverine for it instead. So next turn we can play out the Gargoyle and the Wolverine. Excellent. So this still works out for us because we're going to do the Gargoyle. I really need another black source though, desperately. And then swinging with this. And then I'm going to tap... I'll tap the Wolverine. There we go. This may be quick. It may be kind of a quick game. I'm assuming they're going to have a blocker up, but I may be able to Slaying Fire that. Wow. Okay. So, now... I really wanted that to be a black source. I can swing him with the Wolverine. And then Slaying Fire anything they block with it. Just swinging with the Wolverine. I really hope they put the Paladin in front of it. Let's just do this. Let's just get rid of it. I want to keep my Wolverine. I was really hoping they swing in with the Paladin, and then I could take out the Paladin. If we get another black source, we just straight up destroy it, and then we don't have to worry about it. If we don't get another black source, I'm probably going to go ahead and Wicked Guardian. Damn it. they've got a never-ending supply of 5/5s now. We still got the win after yeah, we still got the win after keeping that last what should have been a mulligan. 100% that last hand should have been a mulligan. So I got really lucky with the land draws there. Okay, good. We do get another black source. So here I think I swing in with the Red Cap Raiders. I will use that to make it a 6/5. We're going to double block. That's fine. I'm going to take out this. And then I think I go ahead and play... Do I play this? Or do I play... No, I'm going to play the Oathsworn Knight. And then attach this to it. And then next turn, I'm putting them in an awkward position. And I also will still have Murderous Rider in hand that I can take out anything else they may add to it. As well, too, once again, I'm still getting used to streaming. So if your message in chat goes unanswered for a while, I do apologize. I'm still trying to learn how to split my how to split my concentration. So we're gonna swing in with the Oathsworn Knight because we have no other choice. Okay, that's fine. So it's going to lose a counter, and I'm okay with that. I'm going to do this to draw a card. And deal 2 damage to the Gargoyle. And we've got a Cottage, which is going to come in untapped. Oh, we played a land already. Okay, that's fine. But this is going to come in untapped, which is great. We're also going to be able to put a creature card from my graveyard and put it on top of my library. So if I want to, I can bring the Raiders back. I don't necessarily need to, but I think next turn we have them. Or not, because they're at 12 life now, so. Okay. Hopefully I'm not moving too far away from the microphone as well, too. Paladin again. This is fine. Okay, so now what we're going to do is... I'm going to swing in with this. And they're just going to let it go through. Okay. Then we're going to bring out Bog Naughty because it's a flyer. And they don't have anything currently that can block flyers. And, I mean, we could bring up... Yeah, you know what? Might as well just do this now. And then we'll put the Red Cap Raider on top. Take action, yeah. I'll put that on top. Because I could use another creature. I want to try to go as wide as possible. And once again, we should have them next turn. Because we also have... We have the removal in hand, so... This is fine, too. This is fine. I think I double block here. Or do I? Do I bother? I'm at 20 life. I don't really care if they swing in with that. Yeah, I don't care. No blocks. Okay. So now we're going... We don't play that. No. We're going to go ahead and... I can swing in for 5 by air with this, which may be the better way of going. Or I can swing in with this and this. Oh, I should have moved it over. I can also swing in with everything, right? This has to attack, so I might as well keep it on there. And then this is going to attack as well, too. This will swing in. Yeah, we're going to swing in at everything. Now, this flunge may be a bad idea, but we do have the removal in hand, remember, so... Okay, so here, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we can pump this up and still have enough. I hate how this works. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I should have given flying before to make it so that I definitely couldn't block it. And then I'm going to... get rid of that. Okay, so it's entirely possible that they have, like, some serious pump spells in hand. I might have wanted to keep something back to block, but I think this is okay. Because they still have nothing that can deal with flyers. What was that? What did they just cast? What was that? Turn target card from your graveyard to your hand, put it... Oh, one... Okay, so it's fine. Okay, so we still got it anyways. I didn't even know what the hell they cast there. I thought all of a sudden things were going to go horribly wrong. Okay, so that worked out well. So now we hit the magical number of 4. Okay. So yeah, from this point on, we're going to be doing better one way or the other than I thought we would. So. Oh, I'm not sure if you guys, any of you saw the Brawl videos I did when they were doing that event. I was never really interested in Brawl at all. I'd heard about it before, but it was never something that interested me in the least. And then after doing the Brawl event on Magic Arena, which I think is one of the reasons why they, you know, made it available for people to play, I'm really looking forward to Brawl. I've ordered the 4 Brawl decks in paper decks, and we're going to be playing that in the Mana Cave at some point. But yeah, now I actually want to create a Brawl deck, but I probably won't because I don't end up usually having time to do a lot of the constructed stuff. I don't think we keep this. I mean, we have a decent number of land, but we have equipment. So this time I'm going to mulligan as opposed to keeping it. This we can keep. Yep, this we can keep. It's going to be slow, so hopefully we don't face a really real aggro deck, but yeah, we can keep this. So we'll keep 6. We'll put the Wicked Guardian on the bottom because it's the only one we don't have the mana to cast. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to Brawl now. So we're definitely going to be doing live Paper Magic Brawl videos in the future, but the event on Magic Arena really turned me around on that. And the decks they created were really good. Like, I was able to play all of them. I only did videos on 2 of them, on the Fairy Scheme and the Knight's Charge deck, but I have played all the decks, and I thought all the decks were good. Was it Corvald, or whatever the name of that dragon is? That's probably my least favorite of all the Brawl decks, but even that I didn't think was... I had some games where that deck ran really, really well. I think that's one of the weakest decks. I actually... Looking at it, I thought Knight's Charge wasn't all that great until I played it, and I realized the commander in that isn't necessary at all. Like, you can do really well without even having to play the commander in that one. So here we just bring out the Trebuchet and start pinging them each turn. I have to remember with this, I can ping them at the end on their end step. Previous game I forgot that I could do that on their end step, and I missed 1 point of damage. Not that that mattered in the end, but still. But yeah, so the Brawl decks is something, if I'm assuming they're coming back to Magic Arena, so I may do more Brawl videos on Magic Arena as well too, but I'm really looking forward to doing some Paper Magic and Brawl. Okay, so they create the 2/2, that's fine. I think here, yeah, there's no point in holding this up for any longer because I want to be able to use the Reaper of Knights ability, and this still allows us to use either of these. I forgot to Trebuchet. What did I just say? Oh. If you're ever wondering why I will never be on the Pro Tour, that's exactly why. That's exactly why. Between me and Travis, who you've seen on the Mana Cave a bunch of times, Travis is way more focused. He doesn't have like the memory of a goldfish, so he actually remembers to do things like ping at the end of their turn, so... Oh, so disappointed in myself right now. I'm not going to use this on this because I know eventually there's going to be a 3/3 coming out, so... I mean, we still do have, like, the Swift End on this as well, too. So we do have a couple bits of removal, so I'm not worried. This deck has been great for removal. Missed it! Yes, Bobby! Yes! I can't believe... I was just talking about it. Okay, it's going to get 2/2. Maybe we will use it now. Yeah, we're going to use it now. Because this is good, because this is basically a 2-for-1 now. So we get rid of their creature, and this becomes useless. So, because if they use this and it doesn't have a target, I guess it doesn't go into exile. I guess it goes to the graveyard, which is something I'm just learning now too. So pass, we're going to ping, watch, wait for it. Ping, there we go. Remembered. I remembered this time. So, I'm going to bring out the Wolverine. This still holds up for Murderous Rider if we need it. And once again, I'm not going to forget to ping. See, when we play Paper Magic, one of the things that Travis and I do if we need to remember something for end of turn is we'll put a die or something on top of our deck to remind ourselves. I wish Magic Arena had something like that. I mean, they have stops. They do have stops, but there's a stop at the end step anyways, right? So that didn't help me remember. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We got that extra point of damage. So in 19 more turns, we've won this game. So I can Murderous Rider that. Or Swift End it, I guess it would be. You know, I'm going to do that now. Because it has Vigilance, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So yeah, I'll do that. I'll ping. And now I can swing it with the Wolverine, and now I can actually bring this out as well too. So So we've got 5, 6. We're 1 away from this. I may actually do this instead of bringing out the creature. No, we'll bring out the creature. Oh, I forgot. I can't believe it. This untaps if you bring out a knight, and I completely forgot to. Oh, man. Even when I remember, I forget. And that's not the first time I did that with this. I gotta remember this untaps with the knight. I should have tapped it before and then... I think actually in Magic Online, not Magic Arena, I think in Magic Online, there's a moment where they allow you to hold priority, and they sort of remind you, but in Magic Arena, they won't do that. They just pass it right by. Oh, it's so annoying. This has lifelink as well, too, right? Yeah. So. If I'm lucky, they'll play out at least 1 more card. Missed the hit. Yeah. I can't... And I've done that twice now. So, okay. So now this is going to be a 3-3. That's fine. Excellent. So now we're going to make them discard their entire hand. Pass. Ping. Excellent. Okay. And we're going to have the mana to cast this next turn, so we're going to do the sorcery. And we're at 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, so we can cast this as a creature next turn, so we don't have to do any sort of like bad swings. So no attacks. And this is not a knight, it's a specter, so I don't have to worry about doing that ahead of time. And if he swings in with a 3-3, I'm fine with that. I'll take the hit. I'm absolutely fine with that. Because they have nothing to block flying yet. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the hit. Oh, almost did it. Almost clicked right by. Okay. So now we're just going to go ahead and do this. I'm not going to play out the land, just because if I run into the card that I have that I can discard a card to draw to, I want to make sure I have something in hand for that, so... Oh, no, 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 no. No attacks, no attacks. That would have been foolhardy. Okay, so this becomes a flyer. They don't have anything with reach yet, so I think we can win this race. Especially because this does have lifelink, so they can't swing in them with this, because then... I can block with this and just gain 2 life. So I'm fine. If they want to keep swinging in with a 5-5, I'm fine with that. Because I want to protect my flyer. Oh, that hurts. That really hurts. But at least now they can't swing in with it. Right? They're not going to swing. If they swing in with it, I'll be hot. Oh, please swing in with it. Okay, no. Okay. Ugh. Okay, so... This we can do. We can play this out. And then just move on. No, quit doing that. No attacks. Okay, we've got this. I think we still have this. We have some chumpers if we need to. This is coming out now. And that's fine. Neither of these have trample, so that's fine. And they have nothing else in hand, so we know what they have. So if they want to swing in with the 6-6, I'm fine with that. I'll take the hit. We have plenty of removal in this deck. And then ping. And we have them on a 12-turn clock. Yeah, we'll bring this out. This is not a knight. This is not a knight, so I don't have to use the trebuchet. No attacks. End turn. There we go. So at least we have enough power up to block and kill some of their creatures as well too if they decide to swing in with both. Like I'll easily throw away the... Whenever you cast an adventure, copy it. Okay, that's fine. Unless they get a really good adventure. They're not playing black, so I don't have to worry about them having like a murderous rider or anything like that, so... And we do have something that puts them on a clock. A very, very slow clock, but at least it's a clock. Okay, so... I will block there. And then I'll double block... that. So I'm going to lose 6, I'm going to gain 2. So I'm going to lose 4. Because they have nothing in hand, so... Right? Okay. There we go. Yeah, that's fine with me. The knight. The knight which knows only war. Only basically... Oh, I did it again! It's a knight! I even just said that before I threw it out there. If I lose this and they're at 2 life, it's 3 life, right? Because I think I've missed 3. That's 3 now. That's 3 damage I've missed for that now. Yeah, I go ahead and swing it with this to gain an extra 2 life and do 2 damage. So now we know if I lose this and they're at 3 or less, I could have won the game. I really hope if you stream more and more that you develop like mental muscles. So, oh no, what is this going to do? Creature loses all abilities and is a green elk with a base power and toughness of 3. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. But yeah, I hope there's mental muscles that you can start flexing so that you can still stream and talk at the same time and not do horrible, horrible blunders. Like, they can't swing in, right? Like, this takes damage. Enters the battlefield, 4 counters on it. Why are you swinging in? I mean, they have a trick there, but this is... Because all this is going to do is lose a counter, so it's not like I'm going to lose the creature. I don't understand what they're doing. But again, I don't know what's in their hand, so they might have a really good plan going here. So I can do 5 to them and gain 2. Well, this has to attack. I'm going to gain 2 and go up to 12. And end the turn. I don't know why I kept both land in my hand, but... Because this is going to ping them down to 2. I mean, if at this point, if I lose, I fully accept the loss. They're at 3, so we know I've missed 3 damage with the trebuchet in this game. So it's entirely on me if I lose. They have to play a creature, or else they're dead. This is not a knight. Okay, that's fine. So then... all attack, yeah. So unless they have a flash creature that I don't know about... Or removal. They need a removal, right? Yeah, okay, so we got it. I would have felt so foolish after missing 3 points of damage with the trebuchet if we had actually lost there. Because I just envisioned something. I don't know the set well enough. And I was trying to envision... I know there's a card that can give your blocking creature +7/+7 for 1 green, but not attacking creature. So, yeah, I thought maybe I still lost there. And that would have been, that would have been 100% my fault, and I would have deserved it because I kept forgetting the trebuchet at the end of turn or when a knight came into play. So we're 2 away. We're 2 away from being at 7. So we're either going to get 2 losses or 2 wins. Or 1 win and 2 losses, you know, math, that sort of thing. So we're going to see. We're going to see if that happens. The interesting thing is that I don't normally do this well in Sealed. So I'm kind of glad that if I'm going to stream anything, I'm kind of glad that I'm streaming... Even though I'm making all the mistakes I usually make when I play, at least I'm making the mistakes and still winning. And I'm doing it in front of an audience, which is nice. It's always nice to make mistakes and win in front of an audience, because they sort of balance each other out, so... I may have to start drinking tea when I do this. I don't drink coffee. My wife loves coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker, though. But, my throat starts getting raw after I talk too much, and I've been talking way too much. I can't keep this. Not with all red. I almost click keep. Mulligan. No, this is not bad. Yeah, we do this. We toss Bog Naughty, and we keep the 4 lands, and then we can even thrill one of the lands away if we need to. Yeah. We keep this. This we keep. Or do we toss a land and keep Bog Naughty? Because it's a 3/3 flyer. It's a 3/3 flyer for 5, so we don't need it anytime soon. Yeah, I think we, because we can scry on 3. So maybe we get rid of Thrill. Yeah, because we can scry on 3, I think we get rid of Thrill. We either toss Bognaughty and then keep the rest so that we can thrill away one of our lands, or we toss Thrill and then we're just one away from Bognaughty with being able to scry 2 on turn 3. I think that actually sounds better now that I think about it. So we're keeping the 4 lands and the 2 creatures, and we're going to toss Thrill. I'm almost positive that's the right move. Almost. It is my opponent's turn, right? Like, they have to... Your opponent... Yeah, they're choosing. Okay, so we're going to keep the 6. We're going to keep the 6, and we're going to toss the Thrill, because we get to scry on turn 3. It sounds like a choice. Maybe not a good choice, but it sounds like a choice. Okay, so Swamp. A non-land card from it. If you do, the player exiles that card. If a non-black card is exiled this way. That's not the one I would have chosen. Unless, of course, they have another one of those in their hand. And then they can just get rid of Lost Legion. But Lost Legion scries, so I thought that would be the better target. And it's the one that's I'm gonna be able to cast soon. Like, they're not able to then cast it, right? If a non-black card is exiled this way, exile a card from your hand. Okay. I really think Lost Legion was the one that they should have got rid of there. But I also don't know what their hand is, so... Jousting Dome. Interesting, okay. So, here we go, and we're getting Scry 2. This will make them discard, and then Bella the Brawl. Yeah, I want them both on top. I want them both on top. So next turn we can Bell, and we can get out the Gargoyle, and then we can make them discard 2 cards. So unless they play a land, I'm not worried about their Jousting Dummy. They played a land. Command, okay. There we go. Alrighty, so we're going to play out the land that they know we have, and then we're going to Bell. And Gargoyle. And then not attack. And with Bell having Menace, if they want to block it, they have to hold 2 back. And to pump this up, it's going to cost 3. Yeah, so then they're not going to be able to pump it up. And this is, what is it again? Because I had this before. Pay 2, sacrifice a food, target player loses 3 life. That's fine. You know, I was really skeptical about this set, given the fact that it was supposed to be sort of like a fairy tale style set. I was really, really skeptical, but they've taken such a nice dark bend on a lot of these fairy tales that I think it's definitely worth it. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna play with this, and then I'm gonna make them discard the 2 cards that they have in their hand. And then we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're still 2 away from being able to cast this, but I can make this have flying next turn if I want to. So this is what? Whenever it attacks, just whenever it attacks. If I swing in with this and they double block, if they double block with those, it's bad for me. And then knights I control get, I think I swing in with these 2. Because then this is going to become a 3/3. So then their blocks aren't really favorable. Now, I could wait, but the thing is, they don't have any cards in hand right now. So I'm forcing them to either double block the Bell, which is fine, and they're still going to lose at least one of their creatures no matter how they block. And then they could double block the Lost Legion, and I can take out at least one of their creatures as well, too. So their options aren't the greatest. And the only way they can double block and have both, or have one of their creatures survive either of these, is if one of the creatures that block is the Tempting Witch, because of the toughness. Okay. Now they do have food, which is going to ping me for 3, or most likely at this point, give them 3 health. But now I can just keep pumping into this and swinging in by arrow for 2 each turn. So I think this was good. I think this worked out in order to get some extra damage in early. Excellent. Okay. So I can play this out. No, I think I'm just going to swing in by air. I think that's the best thing for me to do at this point. Because I'm not in a rush. I can build up my hand later. Or I can keep building up my hand while this is going on. But this way I can keep chipping away at them. Don't want to swing in now because they have a bunch of mana up. So I don't want to swing in with these right now. But I can definitely keep swinging in by air because they have nothing that can block it. There is the adventure which gives something flying. And plus, is it +2/+2 or +2/+1? So that I might have to be worried about. But if I lose the gargoyle, I'm not super upset about that. And they're really thinking about this. So either they're lulling me into a false sense of security. Swinging with that. So now we're going to see if they have that adventure or not. Okay, they either don't have it or they're not playing it yet. First strike, okay. Okay, so that's a real fly in the ointment when it comes to being able to swing in with these two. Okay, good. So we're getting another 1, 2. So we need 1 more land in order to get this out, and it's going to have flying. So for now, we're just going to keep chipping in for 2 by air. They also are playing black, so they could end up having removal, but I'm just going to keep swinging in. I'd rather do this, than get the Raiders out. Because I don't think at this point I need to go wide. I think it was a good decision earlier on to swing in with both of these, because it was able to put them, down a bit farther than I think they would want to be right now. See, now all I'm worried about is the removal, because the adventure that can give something flying and a pump requires white, so they don't have a white source up anymore. This takes 2, so they could gain 3 life that way, but not. Food hasn't really been a huge factor, I find, with the exception of cards that benefit from food. Like, the actual life gain aspect of it, I've had opponents now that have gained quite a bit of life from food, and if things are going badly for you, it doesn't necessarily matter how much life you can gain, because eventually you're going to get sort of steamrolled. But the decks that have been using food for other effects, those decks have been really interesting. I guess I should also worry about some sort of mass pump spell. Because if they were to swing in with everything and be able to pump everything up, I should worry. If I can get 1 more land, though, I can get a 4/5 flyer on the board. Yeah, I'm not going to block that. I could block it and make them spend mana, but I don't think they're spending mana on anything else anyways, so I'm fine with it. Okay, so here we go. So this is what I needed. So I'm going to bring this out. Because before it attacks, it's going to become a flyer. All right, this is the one where, yeah, if the defending player has 2 or fewer cards, it gains flying before it attacks, so no attacks. So next turn I'll be able to swing in with this as a flyer, and I can pump this up as well too, so I'll be swinging by 6 by air. Now keep in mind, and I say this all the time when I'm playing, I've lost in better positions before. So I'm certainly not thinking everything's going to be roses, but they got 2 cards now in hand, which is fine. As long as they don't get another card in hand, this will always get flying. It's also a really good blocker right now too. So they may be leery, but I would not have played that out unless they have something in hand that needs that mana. So right now they have what, 4, 5, 6. Maybe they need something. Maybe they have something really good for 6 mana. Maybe that's why they did that. Oh, and Slaying Fire is perfect for us. Okay, so 5, 6, 7. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. Give that flying. So we're gonna be able to swing in for 6 and then Slaying Fire for 4, hopefully. Oh, welcome back, Chief Joseph. So it must be morning for you then. Like, how early is it for you? Are you? I don't want you to give out information in chat or anything like that, but I'm guessing you're in the like the GMT time zone, somewhere around there. And then this is any target, right? So we can do a 4 onto the face. So that should be it. Also, as well too, what did you make for breakfast? I know after the stream I'm gonna get some sleep, but I'm really hungry right now, and I don't like eating before I go to sleep because then I feel awful. But I can live vicariously through other people who are making breakfast. So unless they have something, there we go. Okay. And one of the things, if they didn't play that land up before, it would have stopped this from getting flying. So they might have been able to last. You're in Croatia. It's 10:08 a.m. Okay, so it's not even super early there. So, you know, it's still. I think I mentioned this before. I can't remember if you mentioned that to me before when you were in chat in the last stream, or if it was left in a comment in one of the videos. There's a part of my brain which obviously realizes like YouTube's all over the world, but it always blows me away to find out people from different countries, like, you know, watch our videos. I always find that amazing. Tyus, good morning. How's it going? Hope are you having breakfast as well too? Some roasted bacon and eggs. Oh God, that would be so good. That'd be so good. I love bacon. Well, I think most people love bacon. My wife is one of the few people I know that doesn't like bacon. But I try to avoid bacon now because the whole health thing, which is something I need to like keep tabs on nowadays, which is annoying, but it's just, you know, part of getting older is making sure that, you know, I treat myself a little bit better, but I would kill for bacon, honestly. And I do treat myself to bacon every once in a while, but I used to have I used to cook up just like a plate of bacon and just have like a mountain of bacon with some juice. And that would be a breakfast, which is obviously not the best breakfast for you, but it's so good. It's so good. Same time there? Oh, okay. So you guys in the same time zone? Are you in the same country? Or just the same time zone? Because I know for us, there's like the time zones could be any number of countries. Okay, you're going to school in half an hour. Okay. Is it high school? I see. This is one of the things as well too, being new to streaming. I don't know what questions are considered too personal, but is it like university, high school, or is that? And you don't have to. No one has to answer any questions in chat that they don't want to answer if I'm getting too personal. This we mulligan. Oh, this is not good either. We keep, and then we get rid of. We get rid of. You know what? I'd rather have. Yeah, we're getting rid of Bog Naughty. There we go. Hopefully the muting the mic worked there. Oh, you're from the Netherlands. Man, it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, you're going to college? Oh, okay. What? Let me just take a quick look here. I really need a mountain. I desperately need a mountain. So of course I get a swamp. Please give me a mountain. I need everyone's positive energy from chat to get me a mountain. We need a mountain. We desperately need a mountain. Joseph, you're in high school. Luckily, it starts at oh, wow, it starts at 1300 hours. You know what? Now that I think about it, by the time I got into high school, I was starting to schedule my classes so that they would be later. I didn't know that you could schedule it like that. That's pretty awesome if you can. When I was in university, I made sure that all my classes were afternoon and evening classes. I had a lot of evening classes, actually. Okay, so at least we can play something now. What did they play? That's got double strike. That's fine, because Bell's got menace, so we should still be able to win this race. We're also going to be able to... Oh, that's right, we don't have that. I thought we had... Well, we have Swift End, so we can get rid of that way, but... We need natural Rakdos. If I desperately, yeah, I really, right now it's just mono black, which is fine if it's a mono black deck, but no, we're not blocking. They've got what we need, and they've got a little of what we already have, so. Of course we have this, and we have something that we can't. You know what? I think I'm just going to Murderous Rider that. Or Murderous Rider. I think I'm going to Swift End that. It's a bit early, but I don't really have much choice. And that's going to start... I can't block that, and I can't get anything else out. So destroy that. I'll swing in. I mean, I could play this. It's not going to enter tapped. I mean, I could start trying to go for Bognati. Yeah, I'm going to kick myself if I get one and I can't get Bognati out, so... I don't get to use the extra ability of putting something on the top of my library, but I don't want anything on the top of my library other than a mountain right now. Oh, so you can't schedule your files. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I remember that was pretty much the way up until high school. What is with this never-ending stream of swamps? And what did they play? Haste? Okay, so that sucks for us. I can bring this out. Because that'll be able to block this, and it's going to... Or I can bring Bognati out. Yeah, I remember up until like the end of junior high, we couldn't schedule our classes, but then in high school we had some flexibility with scheduling our classes. Oh man, do I do Rider or do I do Bognati? I think I do Rider. Because then I can use this to block. I don't have to worry. I'm going to go ahead and actually, I'm still going to swing in with this. And hope they don't have removal. And then I'll just put this in front of that. I'll gain 2 life, and this actually is going to go into my, shuffle it into my, or put it in the bottom of my library, so I do have a chance to get it back. It's 3:13 a.m. in Kansas. Viper, one of the hardcores in North America. Wow, are we ever dead? Oh my god, are we ever dead? Yeah. Yeah, we really needed a red source. So this is going to kill us in 2. If that doesn't kill us, no attacks. Yeah, so we're in the same time zone, Viper. I just realized that. I didn't realize Kansas was in the same time zone. I always think of it sort of like in the stripes going down from like, you know, I mean, up in Canada. So the provinces, at least the sort of center provinces, all had that sort of almost straight line side to them. So I always think of the straight lines coming straight down from Manitoba, where I am. So I didn't realize that Kansas fit into that that particular central time zone. I'm dead in 2 anyways, unless I can get a red, and then I can Searing Barrage that away. I was so excited. I saw a mountain. I didn't know what they did, but I'm like, hey, I found a mountain. And nope. That's definitely an interesting use of that spell. Okay, so this is going to be the deciding game, folks. Because I said we're either going to go until we lose or until we get to 7. So this game is going to decide which one is which. It'd be great if we can get to 7. If not, I'm already happy with what we got, because I only thought we'd get to like 4 wins at that. So after this, we're going to call it a night. Sleep? Who needs sleep? Yeah, sleep is for the weak. I actually really like sleep. I don't get as much of it as I like, but I do enjoy sleep. But yeah, there's been plenty of times where... I thought I hit play. There's been plenty of times where I've had to pull all-nighters. I try not to do that anymore. It's a bit harder on my body now than it was when I was like in my early 20s. So, but yeah, there's plenty of times when I stay up. Usually if I do stay up, it's because I used to work midnights for years. So sometimes my body slips back into that sleep habit. Oh, can we keep this? I mean, we got turn 3 and turn 4. Last game, though, we played a super aggressive deck. And then we're 1 away from Searing Barrage. I'm going to keep this and see how it goes. We've come back from better positions, so... But yeah, I mean, I do... My body seems to naturally, after years of working at midnights... Oh, this is actually perfect for us. Slips back into that sort of midnight mindset, because I worked midnights in a lab for... I think it was just shy of a decade. And when I finally was able to start working from home, like doing my freelance art stuff, full-time, my body was still on that sort of clock. So most of the time, I keep trying to set myself to a regular sleep schedule because, like, you know, my wife, for example, I like being able to see her. So I try to sort of set my clock back into her time zone when it comes to sleeping, but I always eventually sleep, which is one of the reasons why I'm streaming now at 3:18 in the morning. Anyways, where are we at? I'm going to keep the Eye Collector up to actually take out the Shield Breaker. So I'm not going to swing him with it, yeah. Not going to swing it, no. Because on turn 3, we can get Tempting Witch out, so... Well, I guess then we might have wanted to swing him with that, because Tempting Witch can now block this for... Block this and not die, but I don't really care about the Eye Collector that much. Okay, that's a night. This is going to be bad. So now this is much worse for us. Let's go ahead and... I'm gonna thrill the Scarecrow away. Okay, Oathsworn Knight should be good. Yeah, Oathsworn Knight has to attack each turn, so it's only going to help once. I'm not going to block here. They've only got 3 cards left in hand. Okay, so... If I bring out Bell, because that's not first strike, right? I'm just going to bring out Bell and use it as a jump block. And I'm going to swing it with this. Start picked up into our graveyards. But yeah, so because I worked nights for so long, I keep losing my train of thought, I apologize. But because I've worked for nights for so long, my sleep clock is constantly set on midnights. So there's plenty of times where I work until like 8 in the morning and then go to sleep. But I do enjoy my sleep when I can finally get it. No! Okay, so now we've got dueling collectors. Do I need anything for 4 right now? The Witch. I can bring up the Witch, or I can... No, I bring up the Knight. Yeah, I bring up the Knight. The Knight's only going to stay up for as a blocker for 1 turn, and then it's going to have to attack each turn. What's the best new card so far? Oh God. Mainly my experience has been with the Brawl decks. But as far as the cards that I've seen in sealed so far, if it's here, Murderous Knight, I think is great. It's a 2/3 lifelinker, which if it dies, it gets put in the bottom of your library, so you don't even have to lose it necessarily. But it has the adventure attached to it of destroying a planeswalker or creature. You take two damage that way, but that's fine. I don't necessarily mind if I take 2 damage. Okay, yeah, so they were smart not to swing in there. So we're gonna go ahead and swing in because we have no choice. Okay. And then I can Searing Barrage one of them away. I really wish I had the other. Well, I don't have the mana for the other one, but I think I'm gonna Wicked Guardian here. Do the damage to this, which is just gonna remove a counter, sadly, but I get to draw a card. Okay, so then we have Bognati. But yeah, Murderous Knight in this deck has been great. Has been absolutely wonderful. I kind of wish I'd see it now, but this does not have first strike, so I'm gonna put that in front of that. That's fine. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. Depending on what they play here, we should be okay. Because this is instant as well, too, so we can hang on to this. But I like a lot of the different Brawl cards that I was able to play around with. Yeah, we gotta do this. We gotta just take care of this now. Yeah. Okay. and then we have no choice but to swing in that. But next turn we can bring out Bognati and we can start going by air, because this does not have... Oh, this gives creatures haste. Yikes. Yeah, that's gonna have haste. Okay, that's fine. What went to the graveyard so far? We can bring back Bell, right? Okay, so let's do this. And we're gonna bring back... Do I bring back Bell or Wicked Guardian? Bring back Bell. Take action, put that on top. And then here, I'm gonna double up. Because this as well too is gonna create food. And I could definitely use the bonus. I have no choice but to attack. So I have to attack. So as long as we can get through this, we're okay. So we're almost there. We're almost there. One of the cards in Brawl, now that I'm thinking about it, was the Knight's Charge. Oh my god. Now is this is just when it attacks, right? I can't, no sense even double blocking that. There's no sense in me sacrificing the food to do through. Well, it could actually, that could be, no, because now this is gonna get blocked down forever. I'm just gonna put this in front of this and block it. So that's fine. I'll lose it. That's fine. We get Bognati next turn. We get Bell as well too. That's right. So this is gonna swing in, but it's not gonna do anything because they're gonna keep their 4/4 blocker up. Actually, no. We swing with both, right? We're gonna squeak by with 3 damage. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can bring out Bognati. Okay, this is fine. Okay, so we can bring out Bognati, and then we have 2 men up to gain 3 life if we're in really dire need of gaining life. Anyways, as I was saying before, Knight's Charge from the no, not is it Knight's Charge? I know the name of the deck is Knight's Charge, but there's the enchantment for one a black and a white, where you're attacking creatures drain your opponent. So they do what your opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life for each attacking creature. But if you pay, I think it's 6, a white and a black, you can take all the knights from your graveyard and put them onto your battlefield. And that card alone made me want to convert the Knight's Charge Brawl deck into a Commander deck, because I think that would be amazing in Commander. And I'm like I said, I mentioned, I'm not sure if you were here before when I was talking about the Brawl decks, but I was really skeptical about Brawl for a long time. I wasn't crazy about the format, and now I absolutely love the Brawl format. Okay, so what are you gonna do? Can't swing in with that yet. Okay. So it's going to gain haste, and that's fine. So pass. Now this is, it's not a knight, right? So other knights you control. So I can't block that, but I can chump block that. This does not have menace. Okay, so pass. Put that there. Block. Pass. I'm at 1. Now, we've already lost the Witch. And the Witch was the thing that could do the extra damage we would need to win right now, so I'm kicking myself for that. I should have put maybe the Raiders in front of it. But I can gain 3 health here. And I think that's the best use of my mana. Because I don't think I have anything else in the deck that really needs food. That makes perfect sense. Oh, that died. Oh, because it had the damage on it. That's right. I don't think they meant to do that. Sacrifice food. Gain 3 life. I'm just going to do this now so I can use up the mana that I need. Okay, so here... bring this out. So now we have the 2 block. We have to attack with this. We have no choice whatsoever. So now if they have another... Oh, they don't have another creature. Oh, but they're going to be able to bring something, put it on top of their deck, not in their hand. Okay, so next turn they're going to have another creature. But it doesn't matter because we win next turn, right? No, we don't win. Do we win? Non-human. And this is a human, and of course they're both humans. Okay, so we either win or lose next turn, I think. That surprised me. Okay, so this is going to swing in, but it's not going to matter because it's just going to bounce off this. They're going to draw the Paladin, which has haste next turn. So I need to draw into a creature. Yeah. If we had some of our burn, if we caught our burn there, we'd be fine. I can't see them not swinging in. Like, they're going to swing in, right? Yeah. Because this doesn't even need this to give it haste. It's just got haste. We knew it was on top of their library. So the only way is if they're super cautious and don't swing in. And I can't see that being the case. They'd be crazy not to swing in. But that is the reason why I held back the... Yeah, so it's going to go ahead. Oh my god. And then we just kill them. Wow. I can't believe they didn't swing in there. Because that had haste. And even if it didn't have haste, they could have given it haste. I should not have won that game. I should not have won that game. Holding back that mountain as a bluff ended up working. I feel... I know, wow, right? Like, I legitimately feel bad for my opponent. Especially, I mean, chances are they're never going to see the stream, even though it's like going to be recorded and out there after this. But yeah, yes, nice. That rarely works out. I can't believe that happened at all. I really feel bad for the opponent. I have basically talked myself out of a victory in my head sometimes by doing the same thing. I don't think they had anything to lose by swinging in there though. So that was really surprising. But hey, we got 7 wins. During the early access streamer event. Once again, this is sponsored by Wizards of the Coast. They were kind enough to give me access to the account, so I really appreciate that. And I appreciate the fact that that you guys are watching. The next time I do streaming on here, once again, it may not be Magic. It may be a different game, but it's probably going to be a much longer stream. So this one, because I started a bit later than I would like, and it is now 3:30 in the morning, this is only ended up being like a 2.5 hour stream. I want to try to stream on a regular basis, and I want the streams to be about 4 hours long each. And then eventually, if it goes well, then I can start to look into maybe doing more and more streaming for longer times. But I really appreciate the fact that you guys came out and watched. Everyone who dropped by said hi. So shout out to Viper, to Bobby, Chief Joseph, thank you very much. As well too, we've got the Gore King, thank you very much. Marcus, have I mentioned you yet? I haven't mentioned you yet, Marcus. And then of course I have to mention where are you at? Oh yes, B Drake, thank you so much for the super chat. Once again, you will always have the distinction of being the very first person to ever do super chat, and I really appreciate it. And then just in, we have Andre. Is that I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right or wrong, and if I am, I do apologize. With the emojis there, thank you very much. Yeah, so I really appreciate that. And definitely check out the other videos we have. We're going to be doing more Magic Arena. We do live paper Magic. And in end of September here and starting of October, we're going to start doing different games on the channel as well too. But if Magic is what you come here for, don't worry. We're not going to get rid of Magic. So don't panic like some folks did when they saw some Hearthstone content on the channel and fled. There's going to be always Magic stuff on the channel. I hope I shoot for at least one Magic video a week. And I just want to do other games as well too, to try to make it a more variety channel. But thank you guys again. Thank you to Wizards for sponsoring this. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you all in the next stream.